I'm hitting the lights and shit. Let's go! It's the motherfucking Yoffs!
Are you fucking kidding me?
Your Arizona Diamondbacks are advancing to the National League Championship Series against who the fuck cares right now because they beat the goddamn Dodgers.
Suck it, Los Angeles!
Oh my God.
Suck it, Clayton Kershaw!
Oh
Suck
my
it,
God.
Muncy! Suck it,
Get it in. I'm going to let her get him in, get him off.
The entire state of California can suck it!
It's the motherfucking Yoffs! And the Diamondbacks are advancing. And of course,
it's the motherfucking Yoffs!
Let's go, Sean! We're never letting you go. Let's fucking go. Is this real life?
God.
Can you fucking believe this?
Oh my God, they did it. Holy shit, I have so much adrenaline coursing through my veins.
Motherfucking Wagon.
Send me to the pool.
I don't give a shit. This is Team of Destiny.
Man.
That
All
entire
right.
Mickey Mouse organization can shove it.
Sean, I know Sean has a lot of shit to do, so we're going to let you get out of here, buddy. But thank you. Thank you for bringing the energy, Mr. Electric. We always appreciate it. Of course, I am Derek Monti, occasionally known as your mayor of the postseason. This is our social media goddess. This is the one and only Makayla Perkins. And this is the motherfucking Yoffs. I just can't believe what we saw tonight. We have talked about this team obviously jumping out ahead, offense, doing the things that they've done. I don't know if we were ready. I don't know if the Dodgers were ready. I don't know if anybody was fucking ready for that third inning.
I called that shit on last Friday. I said the Diamondbacks were going to go in there and they were going to fuck shit up, and I was right. I am never getting off my high horse. I'm going to rub that in the face of Dodgers fans to the end of time. Suck it, the entire state of California. I knew that shit was going to happen, and you and your entire fucking Mickey Mouse organization can go fly a kite.
She had a lot to get out. I'm fine. We're dressed for a pool party, by the way, in case you're wondering why we look like this. We're ready to jump in. Damon's fucking back there. Damon isn't even ready for a pool party.
Guns out, guns out.
Man, what a night. What an absolute game for this team.
Oh, my God.
First of all, the atmosphere at Chase Field was like I've never seen it before in my entire life. You guys did it. You brought the energy. You made that place a home field advantage. You told David Peralta to stuff it up his goddamn ass with the fact that this team was going to fucking perform here and have a fucking away home game. That did not happen tonight. The fucking snake aficionados, AKA the Serpent Society, came out tonight. We slithered, we fucking hissed, and the fucking Diamondbacks did something that no team has ever done before in playoff history. They hit 4 home runs in a single inning, and I just could not believe what I was seeing. Just from personal experience, I traveled down to the concourse to start the bottom of the third inning just because I thought maybe I'll get to see some fun stuff happen. Boy, was I fucking right, because holy shit, what transpired for the next 20 minutes was something that at times felt like a goddamn fever dream. I could not believe that this team proceeded to rattle off 4 home runs in the inning, starting with Jerry P, followed by Cattell, followed by Christian Walker, followed by Gabriel Moreno, which we will get to what happened with Gabby here and all that tad bit of sadness, but it was just unbelievable.
It was unbelievable.
Anthony Torey showed up on his fucking birthday to stand in the spot to make sure that the Arizona Diamondbacks got over the finish line, and that shit happened. Love you guys for the super chats. Isaiah Slow Talker says nothing. He's just let's go.
Money.
He gave us a super chat. He says as an ingenious subscriber of not only PHNX but of Phoenix as a whole. I have never seen a wagon as much as the motherfucking Arizona Diamondbacks. Yes, sir. Andrew, thank you, Andrew. He says, now I finally rest in peace at my college church group night tomorrow, not having to worry about a game 4 during that time. I love that. I understand. We have other priorities in life, and there's nothing better than seeing your team advance and being able to get the stuff you wanted to, do the stuff you wanted to do. This is the one I can't wait to get to, though. Our fucking guy, Flex. Let's go, Flex. I love Flex. Flex has a $25 super chat because he's a man of his word and has said he will add $5 onto his super chat for every single win that the Diamondbacks have this postseason. And he just dropped us a $25 super chat. God bless you. He says, let's fucking go. I love this city and community. I'm so happy for y'all and humbled to be a part of it. Circle the damn wagons. National League Championship Series. Here we come. Love y'all. Enjoy the pool party.
Before we read the next one, this win means so much to this community, to these fans, not only because it's the first time we're going to the NLCS since 2007, the third time in franchise history, but we did it against the motherfucking LA Dodgers. Everybody said the Diamondbacks are the little brothers of the Dodgers. Chase Field is Dodger Stadium East. Blah, 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 blah. No, shove it. Shove it up your ass. This is the best day of my life. This is for all the Diamondbacks fans that have had to put up with Dodgers fans talking shit for the past however many years. Our payroll is a quarter of your payroll, and we kicked your ass.
Fraction.
And we didn't kick you.
Peralta.
We swept you in 3 games. Did you even know it was the playoffs? You didn't even show up. You didn't even come to the games. We steamrolled you, and I am so happy. This goes out to all the Diamondbacks fans that have ridden with this organization since the very beginning, that didn't convert to the stupid Dodger train because the Dodgers were more successful than the Diamondbacks. This is for us. This is for Phoenix. This is for Arizona. And I'm so happy that they did this against the freaking Dodgers because this is what we needed. This team is a dangerous team. They're united, and there's nothing this team can't do. And I'm so excited. Okay, now I'm done.
I see some talk about me donating for every curse word. I'm not responsible for the things that Makayla Perkins says on the show, but yes, I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. This was an incredible win. I won't cuss
anymore.
But let's be honest. This is very consistent with what we've seen out of this team so far, right? They were able to get an early lead. They proceeded to be able to hold on to that lead. And the bullpen, once again, was an absolute strength for this team. Like, the bullpen did it. It was just unbelievable to see. I mean, obviously, there's a lot to talk about. I have a computer over here with notes, but I don't really care about that now. I don't care about notes. I don't care about structure or doing the show. Oh, man.
I can't even focus on my notes.
Mac just needs some oxygen.
So excited.
There's something, though, that Damon wants me to say, and that is that Brandon Pfaadt is an absolute savage. He has been a savage all year. Just absolute goes into savage mode.
I did.
I said on the pregame show we were going to get more than 2 1/3 innings. You
were right. You
Brandon
actually
Pfaadt,
said 4.
And I was right. I said 4.
You brought up 4.
I think I need to start putting money on the lottery or something.
Maybe.
Because I've been calling shit.
Everybody needs to do everything that they were doing the exact way we were doing it. Nobody changes anything. That's the way this works from now on. But Brandon Pfaadt, again, he looked very solid against this Dodgers lineup. He just looked like a vet out there, right?
Yeah.
Pfaadt's line, he ends up going 4 1/3 innings pitched, though, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He was pulled after a Will Smith double in the 5th inning. He recorded 1 out and then had nothing. Then Torey pulled him after that double. So I guess one point of contention, one point that a lot of people were pondering was, why did Torey pull Brandon Pfaadt, in that situation? It felt like Torey, once again, very early, had the hook ready very early before Pfaadt even gave up a run, before Pfaadt could even get himself into any real trouble. What were your thoughts on that? Should he have been pulled? I mean, was it obviously it works out. So like in the end, we can sit here and say, that totally worked. But
it definitely doesn't matter. Like they won, so it doesn't matter. But I was a little peeved by that move, because I thought, that was the first hit he'd given up, the first dangerous hit where
it was his second hit allowed in the game. So I mean, he only gave up 2 hits.
Like, this to me felt a little premature, but I understand. I think a lot of it came down to the fact that he's very inexperienced. This is his first time pitching in the playoffs. Torey was not taking any chances, and we all know that the leash is a lot shorter when you're in the playoffs. So I think I understand Torey's mentality of just like, wanting to keep him positive and wanting to make sure that like this ended on a high note. So I guess it's fine. I would have left him in if it were me. I would have let him at least get to 5 innings as long as nothing went extremely south. Because, I mean, he was doing great. Like, he really was.
He really was. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just there's a combination here. I think there's a trust that Torey has in the bullpen, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Where he feels like even when things slightly go off the rails, even when the Dodgers are able to get a runner in scoring position, that he has the ability now to not let it just completely spiral out of control.
Yeah.
Maybe, honestly, maybe he's just like, the minute he sees a multi-base hit, he's like, shit, we got to get him out of there. Like maybe he's reacting too quickly. But
also they were he could make that decision, and he was in that position because they didn't have to go deep in their bullpen all series. Yep. And so they had a really well-rested pen. Torey was probably really confident in the fact that his bullpen has been locked down pretty much this entire playoff season.
It has.
And so since they were well rested and, they've looked amazing, like, let's just go to the bullpen. Let's get this like kid that's done a good job, but a little inexperienced off the mound and just let the bullpen take over, because the bullpen has done nothing to not deserve that.
There's two thought processes here too. I also think that there's a matter of they're going to need all of their starting pitchers to give them a lot. There's going to be a lot asked of Brandon Pfaadt, Zach Gallen, and Merrill Kelly if they're going to continue in the playoffs. So in order to do that, you kind of have to preserve them as well. When you can trust their bullpen and that you have the options right now that are as reliable as they are. I believe on the broadcast, they compared it to iRobot and said you just had one nasty pitcher after the next coming out of the bullpen, which to those of us that have been watching this team all season long,
never did I think I would say that.
Insane fucking comment you could have ever heard. But,
never did I ever say the bullpen could go back to back, wall to wall, and I wouldn't be scared about it. Never in my life.
It's incredible what they've become. And I mean, even today, tea time. Pinky's up for tea time. Ryan Thompson, he didn't have the best outing. We've seen him essentially bend but not break. And of course, the Diamondbacks once again had other members of their bullpen that were able to step up and seal the deal. And I mean, again, you can't say enough about the fact that Torey trusts these guys so much, and that he knows that he has someone in Paul Sewald, especially, and that absolute maniac, Kevin Ginkel, to call on there late in the game.
Blank check right now.
What?
Blank check. Kevin Ginkel, blank check.
You can have all the money, Kevin Ginkel.
I will donate my salary.
I was going to say, in fact, I do have a new contract coming up here soon. I will go ahead and factor
honestly, whatever it takes
25% into it that goes directly to Kevin
honestly,
Ginkel.
though, this is also a testament as to why you don't overpay for a bullpen, because you can get a quality bullpen without shoveling $150 million at them.
We said it a bunch, man. I mean, a lot of the targets, we did a lot of trade targets because this team was supposed to be very active, and they've received a lot of criticism for not being as active as we wanted them to be in the trade market. What we ended up seeing was a lot of those guys that they would have targeted, honestly, not performing well after they went to their new teams. And you just have to question if that would have happened here, if the Diamondbacks would have given up too much for a guy that honestly didn't end up moving the needle for them as much as they did. And in some cases, we might have even parted ways with a guy that goes off and has a better career with another team, and then we're left sitting there going, damn it, right? Yeah. Right now, that's the case with Ryan Thompson as far as the Tampa Bay Rays, I imagine, considering,
Tampa Bay Rays are kicking them.
Yeah, they got to be, because this guy's just been incredible, and he's a big piece. Everybody that performed tonight was a big piece for the Diamondbacks down the stretch, as far as their bullpen goes, and as far as the Diamondbacks and Torey Lovallo being able to rely on that bullpen. That's been such a key for this team, because, to be honest, if they had to ride Merrill Kelly and Zach Gallen more than they would, who knows if these guys would have anything left to continue on these series and continue putting up the numbers they do. Yeah. And maybe Brandon Pfaadt stays in too long. Maybe he gets rocked and then his confidence is shaken. Instead of leaving a game with 0 earned runs and 2 hits, it's a much different situation.
Totally. I'm just so impressed. Like, Mookie Betts, who? Freddie Freeman, who? Max Muncy, who? Couldn't tell you, because they didn't do shit this series. So
I mean, when you take a look at the Dodgers in the series, 16 hits,
6 runs.
16 hits, 6 runs scored in the series in 3 games.
And how much money are they making over there in LA?
They're making a lot of money over there.
To do what? Yeah. Nothing.
But again,
absolutely nothing.
We talked before the game, right? We talked about who would be our local hero tonight. Who would step up? Who would be the guy that is absolutely taking, care of business for this team? And tonight, It was everybody. It felt like it was everybody. It was Jerry. It was Cattell. It was Christian. It was Gabby. It was all of them. And speaking of Gabby, we know Gabby got hit in the hand and removed from the game. So hopefully we'll have an update from Jesse here in a little while. He is at Chase Field along with our buddy Patrick Lyons from DNVR. Both will be doing some reporting for us and have some more information for us back here about that. But let's take a look real fast what's happening inside the clubhouse at Chase Field. Man, what the hell?
God, that just gives me chills.
It's incredible. That fucking TV.
Tear up a little
that
bit.
TV
Is that lame?
that TV is never going to be the same ever again. That one they didn't cover. Man, this is just incredible.
I'm so happy for this team. Nobody, including me. I will be the first person to sit here and tell you I did not have the Diamondbacks making it to the NLCS this season. No way. I'm sorry, but coming into the season, after the season they had last year, there was no way that I thought they were going to make it all the way to the NLCS. Everybody counted them out. Everybody was giving them a hard time. Nobody expected them to be here. And I'm so happy for them. They literally proved everybody wrong. And they are all in that clubhouse believe in themselves. They believe in one another. They are a team. Torey Lovullo should be the manager of the year. I don't even care who else is being considered right now. It should go to Torey Lovullo. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Like, this is a team through and through. And that is my favorite part about watching them play baseball is you can tell they are a team. They care about one another. They're there for each other. Like, this is unbelievable. And they proved everyone wrong. I mean, but freaking Bob Costas, the entire broadcast, all 3 games, was just making making it miserable to be a Diamondbacks fan.
And it was so great. It was so great to hear his misery
against the lowly Diamondbacks, and they literally shut everybody up. Everyone.
Yep.
It is unreal.
And for that exact reason, we're giving our King Snake to everyone. It's the whole fucking team. It's the 2023 Arizona Diamondbacks. That is our King Snake. This team has outperformed expectations. They have not at all faltered when it came to the ultimate goal here. It felt like Torey Lovullo and his coaching staff absolutely killed it when it came to creating this team right here. Getting this team to be this team. This is not the team that started the season. This is not the team that we gave our preseason predictions about. This is a completely different bullpen. This is a completely different team. These guys are just incredible. Like, what a season they've had, and it continues. We get to watch it. We all get to witness this Diamondbacks team go on to great things. But we have a billion videos for you from the locker room. Let's get to our super chats real fast because I know we have a ton of those as well. Shout out to Chris C. He says Jesse needs to be drenched in champagne today. I agree with you 1,000,000%. I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you for your super chat. Charles Woodall Pike, CWP. We did it, Charles. He says, revenge for 2011, done. Revenge for 2017, done. The Chaos Wagon is a dangerous wagon, fam. A connected team is a dangerous team. Do not forget it. Momo Murray, thank you for your super chat. Says 2011 and 2017 revenge, baby. Revenge is sweet.
Honestly, there has never been a better moment than watching the D-backs going and getting in that pool because I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to cuss one more time and then I'm done. Fuck the Dodgers for getting in our pool last time that they played in the playoff series here. This is our revenge. I have never been more excited to see grown men jump in a pool than right now, okay? It is our turn in the pool. It is our pool, and we're jumping in, and we're celebrating.
We're having a pool party.
Finally!
Damon, do we have any pool party footage yet? Not quite. We'll get there, though. We'll get to the pool party soon enough. Of course, Sean is here in the chat. Sean says, when's game 4? There is no game 4, Sean. Ski! It's the effing yoffs. Piece of Yoshi says Bob Costa said things. Carey and Chase. Yeah, they do. We got to see that tonight. Altec ZZ celebrating proudly in St. Louis. God bless you. He says, hey, Cardinals, this is what winning looks like. Smoking that Dodgers pack. I like both the celebration for the D-backs and the unnecessary shot at the Cardinals. I approve of both of those things. Nicholas Gruder says, Bob Costas, Cobb Bostis, Slob Costas, who gives a shit? Snakes in 3. Love it. And Elizabeth Oh, we love you, Elizabeth. $20 super chat. My goodness. That New York money must be good. She said, suck it, Dodgers. Give us a ski. Hold on. Let me give you a Jesse Jr. ski here. Jesse Jr., would you mind? Ski. There you go. That's for you. But yeah, man, I mean, it just can't get enough of what this team has done, what this team wasn't expected to do. And I mean, honestly, the Dodgers may have been given too much credit. I don't mean that in the context of, you know,
way too much credit.
Well,
Are you kidding me?
This
Did you see their pitching roster?
That's what I'm talking about, right? Like, I'm not trying to just honestly attack them because I don't like them. I want to say that this is a team, we've talked about it before. This is not the same Dodgers team of the past. This is not the most dislikable team. This is not the Dodgers team that we've had a rivalry with. We've had some sweet moments, including Zach Gallen and Corbin being on Mookie Betts' podcast.
Oh,
yeah,
gross.
David hates that. We had
Put
the
him in
moment
the
between
dirt.
Torey and Mookie. That was beautiful. Freddie Freeman's not a terrible guy, you know, whatever. But I'll say this: the Diamondbacks definitely they won this game tonight after some sincere disrespect from the Dodgers about playing here at Chase Field. And I mean,
David Peralta, you were dead. Dead to me.
You're dead to us.
Dead.
That's the way it works.
Dead.
Yeah.
I never want to see another choo-choo train signal in my life.
Nope.
Done.
Nope. Those days are over.
Done.
Those days are over for us. But Damon, what else we got? We got some. I know we got some videos from Jesse coming in from the clubhouse.
Yeah, we got a cool pool party video.
Oh, hell
that's what I've been waiting for. Let's
this is
see
what
it.
I want to see.
Give it.
Oh
my
fire me
God.
up.
Oh my God.
That nothing is better than after watching them in the 2017 playoffs get in that pool. Oh.
Like I know. I know I wouldn't be allowed to jump in the pool right now, but I want to jump in the pool. I mean, is that weird to say? I don't know. I don't really care.
I'm gonna break into Chase Field later tonight.
Oh man, yeah, let's do that. Let's get arrested, Makayla, because I think it's totally worth it. I know they've been talking. I know they talked to a lot of guys. Yeah! Max is here. Let's go, Max. Let's go, buddy.
Derek,
yes, sir.
If you will, sir. You know what to do? You know what to do?
What about? Oh, can you turn it all the way up to the max?
Get ready.
Yeah!
Oh,
let's go, baby! Everybody
is
is excited.
Right now?
I turned him up to he has a dial tattoo. I turned him up to the max. His name is Max. It's a whole thing.
I'm so confused.
David, we got some more clips from the clubhouse.
Yeah, let's go to Ginkle talking about momentum.
Fire me up, Ginkle.
You know, getting those two guys out in that fashion, kind of giving the momentum back to our team there, you know, kind of swung things back in our direction, and Paulie closed it down, and you know, it's just an awesome environment to win.
God, give that man whatever he wants.
Give him whatever he wants.
All the money.
Speaking of another guy I want to see, Gabriel Moreno, who we still have some concerns. We always have concerns about Gabby and Corbin getting hurt. They keep dinging our guys. How's Gabby doing, and was he celebrating in the clubhouse?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's I never see a team, but when I say we are dangerous, and we're gonna keep doing that for the rest of the postseason.
Gabby's saying we're dangerous?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, I love this team so much, man.
God.
I love this
I'm
team
not gonna be able
so
to go to
much.
bed tonight.
No,
I'm gonna go run
absolutely
like 6 laps around the entire downtown Phoenix area.
Yeah, no, it's fucking crazy. But I'll tell you, I mean, the celebrating is all well warranted. And again, there is a good reason why we gave it to everybody on this team. This was a team win tonight. This was a team effort. I mean,
telling you,
starting pitching, bullpen, offense, defense, everything tonight, man.
It was all clicking for them. There's just this synergy this team has, like this. You can't deny it. If you watch them play baseball, you know they're a team.
Yeah.
Like, it is just a feeling that you get watching them interact with each other, watching them play ball. Like, this is a team through and through. Like, and it is so cool to watch. It's not one person over the other. It's not one star over the other. It's a team. And I can't get enough of it. I could watch it all day.
I know. Well, we got more from Mert, the man, the mainstay, Merrill Kelly here, and talking about getting ready for just to take on the world.
I think it just probably gets better, you know, like it's kind of I guess a double-edged sword. You get closer and closer, and you know you got some more work to do, but we're gonna enjoy it for tonight.
We do got some more work to do, but man, those guys absolutely deserve to enjoy it tonight. And of course, we also have Walker, single, double, triple Walker. He hits dingers. Christian Walker having Have I used all my F?
I'm pretty sure we're
my
maxed
F-bombs
out
are
on the
out.
swear
Dang
jar.
it. Darn it. All right. Well,
make sure you
Christian
donate
Walker
our
out of the day.
salaries.
Here's what Walker had to say about business not being finished. We got to take care of business here with Christian Walker.
We knew what we had to do coming into the series, and it was just a matter of execution, you know. Obviously, our pitchers held them to a handful of runs over 3 games. That's incredible. That's the reason why we won, is leaning on our pitchers, leaning on our bullpen, and then obviously the run production to give those guys some confidence on the back end. That was, you know, top to bottom, it was great.
Top to bottom, it was great.
It really was.
Even when it got a little dicey there and the Dodgers scored 2 runs, I wasn't even sweating it. Literally, someone that is a friend of mine who is a Dodgers fan, which I don't even know why they're my friend. I'm cutting them off immediately after this.
That's probably a smart move.
They were antagonizing me. They're like, "Oh, here comes the comeback," and I literally texted them back, "I'm not even worried. I'm not even stressed about it," because I wasn't. Like, it got a little dicey, but I knew they were going to be able to work their way out of it. And no matter what, the answer backs always answer back, and so I wasn't even stressed.
Max, get back over here.
Oh no,
Max, get back over here, because I want everybody once again to see how handsome Max looks, because of course the only way to celebrate this team being a Wagon is in the official Wagon shirt of the PHNX crew.
They're a Wagon.
Get yourself the Wagon shirt right now. Not only do diehards get 20% off, but if you sign up for a new diehard membership, you get this brand new beautiful shirt for free, baby. But we thank you guys, of course, for being diehards. Those of you that you are, and if you're not, consider signing up over at gophnx.com.
Need some air.
Yeah, we need
we
need some air circulating. Yeah, that's good. You can stay and just do that the whole time. No, actually get out of here.
The
Get out of here. Yeah, remember, you can't be in the spot. You know, you're still bad luck. But we thank you guys for being here, the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now. Sign up for notifications. That way you don't miss when any of our wonderful shows go live from all of those other franchises in Arizona that aren't currently in the finals to go to the finals. So anyway, also check out everything we have going on the audio podcasting side. Leave us a review, leave us a thumbs up on YouTube, do all of that stuff. We always appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe again to the YouTube channel and to the audio podcasting side of things. Of course, this team, their future's pretty bright, and
so like they're gonna be so good for so many seasons. And I don't know if everybody truly can comprehend this. Like, they, in every sense of the imagination, have over-delivered this season.
The amount of times we've said they're playing with house money is pretty crazy.
They have over-delivered.
Yeah.
They have exceeded every single expectation that could have possibly been laid out for them.
Yeah.
And they are doing it early. Like, their window wasn't supposed to open really for another year to 2 seasons. So the fact that they're this good now, and they have all of their pieces locked up, almost all of them. They just got to secure some of the bullpen pieces. Like, they are going to be so good for so many seasons. Like, this is like, and I hate saying this team, but like, this is Houston Astros 2.0.
Well, what it is it's a core to build around for the future. It's guys that have really played well this season. And I mean, it's especially exciting to know that superstars have emerged on this team, like Corbin Carroll and Gabriel Moreno, that not only have they contributed and absolutely emerged as those superstars, but they're under team control for a considerable amount of time. So we get to watch them be a part of this team, win on this team for a number of years.
Yeah.
All of this, Shirai Kiba, I hope I said that right, said that Corbin Carroll extension was glorious.
The Mike Hazen extension was glorious. This man is a mastermind. I have been beating this drum since the beginning of time that Mike Hazen is the man for this job, for this team that will build a World Series contender. I will put any money on it. Mike Hazen will build a World Series contender in Arizona.
It's like we said, it's going to have to be through the farm system, through younger players.
We have to play money ball. We don't have a choice. We're a small market team in terms of MLB.
They have the coaching staff in place.
The coaching staff
get the most out of those young guys. It's great.
Everything is working for them. And I'm so excited for this team. This is just the beginning. And the fact that this is just the beginning and they're going to the NLCS. Are you kidding me?
No.
Like, this is the team of destiny.
No.
I honestly, and I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm knocking on wood, I wouldn't be shocked if they made it to World Series. I really wouldn't. I really would not be shocked.
Damon, is that allowed? Can she say that?
I knocked on wood, so it's fine.
I think if you knock on wood right when you do it, I think it's fine.
Is it just me? Is it me when I do it? Because you guys attack me.
You don't think ahead enough to knock on wood.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You guys have so many rules. There's so many little intricacies
I
to
wouldn't
their
be
rules
surprised.
about what
I
I can
really
say.
wouldn't. Like, this team is
get blasted
electric.
all the time. It's crazy. But you know what that means, though, right?
What?
You need a pair of good sunglasses in order to
do.
view this team because their future is
so
obviously
bright.
so bright. Also, for all pool party related activities, you need a good pair of sunglasses. So make sure to check out Shady Rays, which is a premium polarized sunglasses that's built to last. It's as good as the expensive brands without costing you as much. And of course, they also offer the most insane protection plan in all of eyewear. And when I say that, I mean it literally does not make logical sense. No matter how many times we tell the folks at Shady Rays that, they won't listen to us. They won't change it because they refuse. They refuse to change their lost and broken replacement plan. They say if you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they will send you out a brand new pair. No questions asked. I don't know how this doesn't seem a good way to run a business, but it's absolutely great if you're like me and you lose your sunglasses multiple times a year. So also, you can shop their entire collection at their brand new location here in town at Kierland Commons. And if you don't love your Shady Rays, you can either return them for a new pair or get your money back within 30 days. They have your back long after you purchase. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code PHNX for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. I'm pretty sure my bet from the pregame show didn't hit again. And once again, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to say I will happily pay $5 every single day to be wrong and to watch the Arizona Diamondbacks continue to win games. It might be my betting. It might be the playoff stashes. I don't really know. We still haven't figured it out. But I will tell you this. You can get down on the BetMGM Sportsbook app. It absolutely makes watching sports more fun. You can download the app on iOS or Android or visit their website at betmgm.com and sign up using our code of PHNX. Once you do and deposit $10 into your account, make a qualifying bet of at least the amount of $10, you will get $200 instantly in free bets, regardless of the outcome of your wager. That will be directly deposited to you in a bonus bet. So do not miss out because those bonus bets are fun. And you could be like us and take all of your little bonus bet money and just keep throwing it on the Diamondbacks to win the World Series. And who knows? I don't even know how many bets Sean put on them. I'm pretty sure it's up to 15 at this point. He might have more bets than there are names on his international sex symbol list. I'll have to have Damon double check the facts on that. But again, sign up today for BetMGM. Use bonus code PHNX, and you will place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application of at least $10. If you do so, you will receive $200 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. Check out the show notes for full details, and now listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
Poor Ontario.
We got our homie, where I see Charles Woodall Pike saying, appreciate you, Maria G. Do we have a comment from Maria G? Maria G said,
Oh, no.
Mad Bum would have shut
Don't
these
say the
fucking
curse.
legless, gutless, heartless Dodgers
Wow,
down.
we got Maria cussing
We
out
got
here?
Maria cussing. Oh my
lit,
God.
bro.
Okay. So Maria G is one of our favorite Dodgers fans, and she has always, this entire season, been very fair and very positive about this rivalry between our two teams. And we just want to say, God bless you, Maria, for calling it like you see it. And especially calling the Dodgers gutless, because I mean, as a fan of theirs, I think I would also be fairly devastated about the performance that they put in.
Okay, wait.
In this
This
series.
is a perfect segue. I'm so glad you brought this up. I'm so sorry, Maria. You're gonna have to plug your ears for a second.
Is this, I'm gonna have to pay so much money to the swear jar.
To shit on the Dodgers once again. Can we talk about this for a second? The gutless performance we just watched. The Dodgers finished first in the NL West. They clinched the NL West division. Their record was 162. They had a 100-win season. The Diamondbacks finished 16 games back from the Dodgers in the division. The Dodgers had an 8-5 record against the Diamondbacks this season. For what? For what?
Well,
they got swept.
I'll tell you.
Literally for
I'll
what?
tell ya.
This has to be one of the biggest shit the bed performances in the postseason of all time.
It's happening a lot. And to be honest, the Phillies right now have the Braves on their heels too. And I know that this is just going to further the discussion about the playoffs somehow needing to be changed.
Well, some
right?
will say it's classic Dodgers.
Some say it's classic
Some
Dodgers.
people are talking about
the
it.
rumors.
I mean, the
A
Dodgers
few.
do
The word
frequently
around
choke
town.
in the playoffs, but to do that after that season,
I mean, you're not wrong. And I think,
I would
again,
be mind blown if I was a Dodgers fan.
there is something to be said when it comes to the playoffs about any kind of time off. There's something to be said in baseball about time off. I'm not trying to let the Dodgers off the hook because I absolutely wouldn't do that. But this is also a completely different Dodgers team. The Dodgers did their best to try to, kind of weather the storm of, let's be honest, losing their most talented starting pitcher, right? Due to domestic violence issues, and it was absolutely the right call to part ways with them. But the Dodgers have lost now 2 of their best starting pitchers over the last few seasons due to them just being dirtbags or whatever, however you want to call it.
Sounds like an organizational issue to me.
It might be. It might be. It might not be. I mean, the Dodgers, Dodgers get a lot of credit for being a well-run organization, and we give them a lot of credit for what they can do with anybody that goes over.
Judges of character, but that's neither here nor there.
It could be it. It could be. I honestly, it could even be just one of those things where that 2 terrible people did terrible things that ended up not only costing themselves huge opportunities in life, but ended up impacting the organization that decided to invest money into them and bring them in and make them a part, right?
Yeah.
Now, and that's the thing is I felt like before this series even started that the Dodgers weren't getting seen enough for their shortcomings, for the fact that they had so many rookie pitchers, for the fact that they were going to have to rely on Lance Lynn that they got from the White Sox, who was not good this season for the White Sox or even for the Dodgers. Thank God. He came over for
Remember
a little.
When we were like, hey, let's go get Lance Lynn.
He was very good for a moment there, yeah. So,
but dodgeable there.
When you talk about the performance, when you talk about this series, this is one of the most satisfying by the numbers that we've done.
So satisfying.
I think in the existence of this segment.
Read this graphic.
I mean, look at this.
Starting pitching ERA, 1.13 to 20.67.
2 earned runs allowed in this series by starting pitchers, and it was by Zach Gallen. You got the Dodgers, whose starting pitchers combined for 5 2/3 innings pitched. Their starting pitchers, once again, in a 3-game series, combined for 5 2/3 innings pitched and 13 earned runs. Relief pitching ERA, who gives a shit? Batting average with runners in scoring position, fairly comparable. 9 home runs to 1 home run. The Dodgers got 16 hits in this series, 6 runs. Yeah. 6 runs. The Diamondbacks outscored them in the series in game 1.
Yeah.
We need aggregate scoring in baseball sometimes. I don't know. This would have been settled a long time ago.
That's the other thing that makes me mad is everyone's like, well, they didn't have their starting pitchers. Blah, 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 blah. The pitching. Okay, yeah, but go look at the lineup. You guys have how many all-star players in your lineup, and you couldn't hit anything? Well, y'all couldn't hit the broadside of a damn barn.
Let's be honest. That lineup isn't nearly as intimidating anymore. To be honest, I mean, again, it felt very much like if Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman struggled, they didn't really have much else. I'm not trying to take anything from JD Martinez or Max Muncy or the other guys, but those guys weren't perennial, those guys weren't MVP candidates. It wasn't a team of 2 MVP candidates, and those 2 MVP candidates absolutely were held in check by the Diamondbacks in this series. Those guys did nothing.
Their batting lineup against our batting lineup, and you just look at the names, right? And the payroll.
Totally.
If you're just looking at this on paper, you're like, oh.
Because the Dodgers,
experience-wise,
the Dodgers have the experience, they have those names, but I mean, that's the thing is again, baseball is a game where, especially just because, Jason Hayward was good for 5 seasons at one point in his career, he's still not that same hitter he was. The Dodgers heavily relied on veterans and other guys. I mean, they're definitely not even the team they were, last season or in previous seasons. Maria G says it right here. I don't blame Lance Lynn for today's loss, even though he did absolutely become Lance Lynn, who led the league in home runs allowed, and they did it in this game. She says it's on Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. And I mean, that's what I tend to feel like. But I also feel like that's what separates the Diamondbacks from a team like the Dodgers. We talked about the local hero factor. We talked about the fact that it's somebody different every single night for this team at times. And tonight it was just contributions from everyone. Nobody really stood out the way we've seen so far in the playoffs. It was just everybody chipping in, pitching in, and helping this team
it was a team effort,
win. And
top to bottom. Someone in the comments said it. It's not about how good your best player is. It's about how good your 10th player is.
Exactly.
And our 10th player is a lot better than theirs.
Well, let's take a look at that updated bracket for the playoffs, Damon, because I just need to see a bracket that shows that the Arizona Diamondbacks have moved on. The first team in the National League to advance. Who would have thought? Look at us. Who would have thought?
Look at us.
Not me.
Who would have thought? Not me.
We joined the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers in the final four of Major League Baseball teams. And we await the outcome of the Philadelphia Phillies and Atlanta Braves, which I'm not going to lie, that's still scary. That's still not something I feel great about. But holy hell, I'm ready for it. And I don't know what else to say. I hope that this team can keep that same perspective that Ryan Thompson discussed about every game is a game 7 of them. Yeah. Every game is a final game of the playoffs for them. And honestly, they've been playing like that for months. They've been playing like that for months since August. They have been playing like every game is their last game. They have been playing like every game is a meaningful baseball game. These other teams, these teams that got time off, these teams that got to like go into cruise control because of their substantial leads in their division, they're not ready for this life. They're not ready for this team that absolutely has nothing to fear at this point because they all know they've made it so much farther than they were ever expected to go. So I just can't imagine that they're playing with any kind of pressure, any kind of stress. That was their like Achilles heel at times. They just didn't show up this season at times in games that we considered to be big games, important games. And now here they are absolutely crushing it. Undefeated in playoff stash season, undefeated here in 5 playoff games. And we're sitting here in pool party attire, ready to help this team celebrate. So I just can't get enough of it. And I know we have some more clips from not only the clubhouse, but all over the field because we're celebrating big tonight.
Yeah, we got Gallon on Pfaadt.
Yeah, immensely. I told him after the game I was proud of him. He's grown exponentially throughout the season. Obviously, Kim Up had some rough goes of it at the beginning, but he's probably the guy on our team that's grown the most, and it's awesome to see.
It is awesome to see.
I mean, and I know that he has experienced probably a lot of, advice from those guys. I know Brandon Pfaadt has probably leaned a bit on Merrill Kelly and a bit, on Zach Gallen to help him get through some of this stuff. But I think that's just, again, it's just really impressive what this young man was able to do for this team. It's really impressive that he had that story before the game about Brent Strom calling him while he was still in AAA, while he was off in Kentucky at his parents' house during All-Star break. And Brent Strom calls him at 11 o'clock at night to tell him he thinks that he should switch to the other side of the rubber and to encourage him that this team is, in fact, going to need him in the postseason. And look at where we are. Brandon Pfaadt started in game 1, and now here he is helping the Diamondbacks close out the Dodgers in one of the most important playoff games this team in their short history has ever been involved in. It's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
And again, I want to criticize the hell out of Torey for pulling him, but I can't. I can't be mad about anything that happened tonight because this is all good. And I just, again, Torey, Damon said it. It's like Torey has the Midas touch right now. And I mean, everything that he does, no matter how much we question it, no matter how much we think it's a great move, it seems to work out for this team right now during this playoff run.
Torey Lovullo was playing chess. Dave Roberts was playing checkers. Torey Lovullo outmanaged Dave Roberts like it was unbelievable. It was so beautiful to watch. It wasn't even like an even playing field.
Especially in game 2, I felt like when we saw Dave Roberts go to a lineup that, I mean, honestly, like there was some of the guys we saw tonight, just not the kind of lineup that scares you. It's guys that have not been able to produce the way they did in the past. But again, the things that Lovullo was able to do and saying after the game yesterday that he did that with the intention of making Dave Roberts switch his lineup just goes to show that our guy, Torey Lovullo, Salvatore Lovullo, is absolutely playing 4D chess. And I think we have a little bit of him celebrating as well. Because
not really a celebration. It's Torey on Gabby's status, his injury status.
Yeah, we need to hear this. We got an update for you here on Gabby Moreno. Let's go.
Gabby had an X-ray in his hand. Everything was negative, and he's okay. So he's day-to-day. I lose sight of the athlete. He leaves, he goes back into the training room, and you just keep your fingers crossed. Like, I feel like he's going to walk around with a cast when I see him leave the dugout, but he actually came back into the dugout to warm up. I think it was Seawald or Ginkle, so I knew he was in a good spot.
God, so good to hear. So good to
that
hear.
makes me feel a lot better.
Well, Gabby is just so important to this team. He's so important to the starting rotation. He's so important in the offense. He had that home run tonight. It was the most electric part of tonight for me. I was down, filming, and he hits this home run that was a home run that wasn't a home run. It went foul. So he comes back, and what does he do? He just hits another goddamn home run. That's what he does. He's like, I won't hit it over there this time. I'm just going to hit it there, make sure it actually goes out of the park, and it's fair. And I couldn't believe, especially my guy Chuck Boyer from the D-backs. He runs their 50-50. We had the most electric interaction where he was just running around screaming to people, that one wasn't foul. That one wasn't foul. And I just loved every minute of it. This team's youth movement of Corbin Carroll, Gabriel Moreno, Geraldo Perdomo, who had a solo home run tonight and really got the offense kicked off there in the third inning. These guys are the future of this team, and these guys are so important. And there's somebody who absolutely recognizes that. It's their veteran leader on the field, Evan Longoria, and this is what he had to say about those young guys.
There's times a lot of times where I'm like, man, I can't actually believe this is happening. But then at the same time, it's like we did it all year, I don't know why I'm so surprised that it's happening now. But I think sometimes, it's different in the postseason, right? Like the lights are brighter. Like obviously we're one of the only few games on TV, and so sometimes that can be overwhelming. But everybody stepped up. Everybody's ready for the moment. We've prepared for this. Talk about it in here a lot. Just like really embracing that pressure, making it your friend, and it hasn't overwhelmed anybody. It's been so awesome to see.
The baby backs are doing the damn thing.
They're doing
and
the damn thing.
you love to see it because you watch them play baseball and you're like, oh my God, they're going to be on my team for a long time.
That's still just such a big factor here. And
it's huge.
It's also like, I don't know, when you look at someone like Geraldo Perdomo, again, someone like Jerry that got the offense going tonight, this is a guy that has really struggled at times in his career. In fact, he was at one point the worst offensive player in baseball. And now he's just that guy that we know to come through in the clutch. He's our risk king. He's everything to this team. And his production, the production of so many of the young guys, they absolutely allowed this team to be able to trust them and move on with them instead of some of the other players that they moved on from this season that helped this team get better. That was just such a big thing because so many organizations are not able to make that step. They don't have that, that future in place where they have that confidence to move on from guys that have contributed greatly to their organization in the past, but just currently aren't producing. And that's that ability to continue to try to put the best players on field this season is exactly why the Diamondbacks are here right now. And those best players, a lot of the times, have been the younger players from their minor league system and within their organization. That trade with the Toronto Blue Jays that brought Gabby over is just so enormous.
So mad.
Honestly, Varsho was still incredibly good for them this year. I talked about it in the past, but he led the league in defensive runs saved with 27. So you can't really be mad because they nearly got the production back of Lourdes and Gabby combined in Dalton. But it's got to hurt to see these guys doing what they're doing now. And to
also,
see
like half the team is under the age of 25, which makes my heart hurt.
I know. It's just all so incredible, man. I just can't get enough of how. And there is something also to be said about the fact that these young guys now that are going to be part of this organization for like long time, like you said, are getting this experience in the playoffs,
it is
right?
invaluable.
I get there's probably like I've said, an ignorance to this where they don't even know to be intimidated or to be scared in this situation because they've
never been in it before.
They've never been here before, so they're just playing ball. They're just balling out. You know what I mean?
This experience is invaluable, and like, let's just say if things don't go the way we hope they go for the rest of the playoff series, like the next seasons moving forward, they're going to be even further down this developmental path than they would have been if they didn't have this experience, and it's going to just speed up that championship window. And if the Diamondbacks just have small roster adjustments to make to really solidify this team, it's going to be our thing to lose. It's literally going to be our thing to lose.
I know Damon's probably thinking this whole thing is loser talk because Damon's like, go win the goddamn whole thing. And I know that's exactly.
World Series are bust at this point. Like,
my mind.
I knew it did. I knew it did.
I was kind of like, this is a little bit of loser talk. Yeah, I want to win it all.
Yeah, I know you do.
Why not?
I know
Why
you
not
did.
us?
He keeps his foot on the pedal.
I'm here for the Delulu. I don't know if y'all heard my rant on TPSP last Friday, but someone said that I was full-blown delusional because I said the Diamondbacks were going to beat the Dodgers.
I believe that was a man that used to just scream obscenities on this show as well, but I could be off base.
Derek, I have a question for you. Where the hell is Mo?
Where the hell? Yeah, where are you, Mo?
He hasn't been here the entire
You have
series.
not. I have never been more disappointed in one of our Dodger friends than I am in my own personal friend, Mo Schubert. But
what a coward!
I'll make sure to blast him through DMs and text messages later. So don't you worry. I will take care of Mr. Schubert.
We keep receipts around here.
We definitely do. I know we have some more super chats as well. So let's take a look at some of those because you guys are incredible. Let's see. HM says, "Dance to that, Peralta." Suck it!
That honestly is the minute I knew the Dodgers were losing this series. When they were down 6 runs and Peralta's out there, I was like, oh, they're done. They're losing.
Was that the most pathetic thing you've ever seen in your whole life?
I was like, sscoreboard, hello.
It's not
Have you looked at the scoreboard this whole game?
Jesse said they were choreographing those dances.
I was going to bring this up. He said they were choreographing dances like they were the goddamn Savannah Bananas pregame. That might have sealed their fate right there. Absolutely.
They deserve this L so hard. So hard they deserve this L. That's what you get for being cocky little SOBs.
Yeah. You're choreographing
celebration dances? Are you kidding me?
Before game 1.
Before game 1? What is wrong with you?
We got Isaiah back in the chat. He's correcting his other super chat with another super chat, which I have never seen anything like that. But respect. He says indigenous is what he was saying and not ingenious. But that's fine because, of course, as you know from Mailbag Monday, every single day on this podcast is Indigenous Peoples Day. Every month is Black History Month. Every month is Women's History Month. It's a whole thing. You gotta come around on Monday in order to get that. Piece of Yoshi says, if only Outman was the last out, we could dream. There was a shot that Damon Matt laughed at like a maniac when they showed, I believe it was Mookie and Outman sitting on the bench together, just looking sad, just as sad as you could possibly imagine two baseball players to look, looking shook and sad. Damon?
I think I could be wrong on this. I'm checking this right now. James Outman is hitting .000 in his postseason career.
Is that hitless? That's hitless, right?
Yeah, you are.
That's not getting on base 14 times like Corbin Barrel did in this series. We also got our guy Carlos. He says, happy seeing the D-backs make the trivia question of which pitcher gave up the most home runs in a single inning in the baseball playoffs in 5 years. Love it. I love being part of trivia. JSW789 says, I am so damn fired up. The Dodgers got swept. The Torey haters are in shambles. And the D-backs are headed to the NLCS.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
I've never understood the Torey hate, ever. Ever have I understood the Torey hate. Of course, there are going to be some decisions that he makes during a game that are like questionable.
Of course.
But never once should he have never been considered the perfect person for the job.
Never. I mean,
not once.
Hardly a manager ever doesn't get questioned, right? There's hardly a manager that's ever perfect. It's like an umpire being perfect.
Yeah,
you know,
never gonna happen.
Hoberg, we remember you in the World Series. We're not forgetting you, Pat. But I will say that when it comes to the Diamondbacks, Torey Lovullo is, on a personal note, one of the best human beings I've ever met. I've ever met.
The best human being.
And I mean that I can only imagine that his players feel that way about him and people within the organization feel about him. I'm saying that from a personal perspective. In fact, at times when I do things on this show that might be disrespectful or over the top, I will tell you, the one person I am absolutely saddened to know of my actions when I do things like that is Torey Lovullo, right?
It's like disappointing.
It's like disappointing dad. It absolutely is. And I mean, I can't.
Torey is so dad mode.
He is.
Yeah,
he is. And he's an incredible human being. He deserves, I mean, obviously, he's just so the right man for the job when it comes to this team. And this entire situation just proves it, right? He and his coaching staff deserve all the credit for what they were able to do with these young guys that Longo was talking about, with the way that they were able, like, it seems like a specialty of theirs for them to have guys get called up and be comfortable and be able to adjust to playing at a major league level, which is so important for an organization like this that can't keep up with the spending of those teams that aren't in the playoffs. You know, all of those big spending teams that spent all of this money that didn't even sniff the playoffs and aren't anywhere as far in their fucking season as the Diamondbacks are going to the NLCS. Sorry, that was worth the last curse word, but
it's not going to be the last one.
It's not going to be the last one, that's for sure.
I'm so sorry. This is not safe for work podcast. If you have children, please
it's
just
not.
don't listen
It's
to
not.
this.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, there's just not enough that you could say about this team, and I know that the players would also echo those sentiments about Torey, but I also know another guy that deserves all the credit in the world. He is a guy that absolutely does not believe he's, the superstar of this team. He does not believe he is the catalyst that got the Diamondbacks here, but we all believe that, and that's Corbin Carroll, and here's what he had to say after the game.
You can talk about this whole team in that way. I mean, the bullpen's been incredible. Starters, I mean, they've given us everything we could ask for as an offense, and then, we've kind of returned the favor as an offense and given them some early leads, so it's been, this is the best baseball we've played all year. It's been incredibly fun to be a part of.
It's been incredibly fun to watch. It's been incredibly fun to watch. What else can we say about this team that has just exceeded expectations in every possible way and are playing, like he said, the best baseball that they've played all year? That's a fact. We said that about game one. Forget the Dodgers. I like maybe one or two games out of 162 this entire regular season, we saw them put it to another team the way they put it to the Dodgers in game one. That's amazing. And again, that offense, keeping your foot on the pedal, keeping yourself engaged and ready to go as far as playoff baseball is concerned, is 100% the reason why the Diamondbacks are here. Yeah. And I am not going to say, because you set up the playoffs the way you did. Obviously, some of these other teams didn't have a problem getting to where they needed to go. But I will say that as much as I understand that teams, that get that layoff can somehow suffer from, not being in that groove, not being ready to go, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. The Diamondbacks had to play an extra series. They had to play extra games. The Diamondbacks have had to play playoff games, like I said, going back to August. So this team has been probably exhausted mentally. They've been locked in mentally for months in a way that these other teams haven't been, and it is paying off because they really didn't have like a moment at any point to rest. Maybe a couple little moments, but not really. Like a day off here and there. It's been incredible. And I mean, of course, Corbin Carroll, like I said, is a huge part of that. But this really is a team effort, and this team has been doing it as an entire unit. They've been getting contributions from everybody, and it's incredible. Tommy Pham, though, I hope his nephew made it to the game tonight.
Oh, can we get an update on Tommy Pham's nephew?
Again, because I was still
Poor guy.
I was offering to make him an intern or anything we had to do just to give him press pass with the Diamondbacks PR staff. But here's what Tommy Pham had to say about the electric atmosphere that may or may not have included his nephew.
I wish it could be like that every night. We got to figure out through MLB, how to make it sold out every stadium on the weekends. Yeah, that's amazing. The energy, the atmosphere, I love it, man. It was sold out from the very top row up there.
I fucking love Tommy Pham.
I'm sorry.
And he's
I
right
love
though.
Tommy
Like that moment, what he just said was how I felt when I went to that Chicago Cubs game for the first time when I visited Wrigley Field this year for the first time. It was a Saturday. Yes, it was a bobblehead night, but they were giving out some JD and Boog announcers bobblehead. Nobody wants that. But the point is that Wrigley Field did not have an empty seat in that house. It was filled from front row all the way up as far as the eye could see. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful crowd. And I said the same thing. I said the exact same thing as Tommy Pham did right there. I want this every day at Chase Field. I want to be there. And trust me, we work there. We have to deal with the parking and crowds and all that. I'm fine with that. I will sacrifice my own time and having to maneuver through people shoulder to shoulder for Chase Field to be like that every day, because that is an absolute dream come true. Yeah. The way it was like tonight, I've never seen it. Makayla, I had like goosebumps in my calves. I don't even know what the fuck that was. I just like it
a random body part.
It was a random body part to have goosebumps in, but I know that like the electricity from that place, literally the only thing I can compare it to, and I know this is a wrestling reference, so I'm sorry if I get
go right over my head.
It's fine. One time I was at WrestleMania in San Jose, and The Rock came out, and the way that people cheered.
I know who that is.
You know who Dwayne The Rock Johnson is, right? So when he came out, it was a big deal, and he always talks about the electricity in the air. That's part of his wrestling bit. I felt it. I felt like crackling and like electricity in the air.
No, I was in Chase Field for the 2017 wildcard game, and it was electric. And I hope more than anything, this just proves to people in the state of Arizona that there is a team to cheer for here. Like next season, go out and watch this team. Like there should never be a game unless it's like a random Wednesday at 12:40.
Right.
That the attendance ever dips below like
we get it
25 to 30,000.
Yeah.
Like this is a team worth cheering for.
We have implored people to come out. We've said it's not only was it a fun team to watch, but we've said like all you really want is your baseball team to be playing those meaningful games late in the season.
Yeah.
And make those games interesting. Make it fun to still watch that team after they've played 100 games, after they've played 125 games. You know, it's that last like 50 games that you can really just lose interest in because of how the baseball season goes or how your team might go. Like the Diamondbacks had to play every game like it was a playoff game. And I honestly, I mean, it wasn't always great results, right? I know they're still like, hey, why couldn't they win a game against the Astros in that final series and other stuff? None of that shit matters. We're here now. We're in the NLCS now, and we just beat the goddamn Dodgers. It's the Yoffs!
It's the Yoffs,
oh,
baby!
Man. So get yourself the official shirt of the Yoffs. Actually, I'm not allowed to say that. It's the unofficial shirt of the Yoffs.
No,
it's the Wagon shirt.
It's not the official shirt of the postseason. It's definitely not. But it is the official shirt of the Yoffs.
Of the Yoffs? You're right. I mean, you can't say it's not. Because I don't think anybody owns that. Yeah, so get that shirt. Not only that shirt, but there's, like I said earlier, there's a bevy of wonderful shirts for you to select over at the PHNXLocker.com. And they're all snake related. They're all for the Serpent Society. Of course, not only that, but you will, if you sign up for a Die Hard membership, you can get that shirt for free or whatever shirt you want. You can get a hat for free, whatever you want over at the PHNXLocker.com. You also get 20% off all future purchases. You get yourself access to our members only Discord lounge. You get all of Jesse's wonderful content, which I'm hoping that they let Jesse survive and that he makes it out. I know he better not be dry. He better not. I will be furious if Jesse joins the dry. Oh, I will be I
will go get some Four Peaks beer out of our fridge and dump it on him. When
seriously, like that's no joke. Like Patrick Lyons and Jesse Friedman should both absolutely
in the toilet.
They should be wet and sticky right now. It should be disgusting, and they should be joining us drenched. But of course, we are excited to have those guys on here soon, and we're excited to have you guys as part of our Die Hard community. I do want to say, I want to get mushy. I got mushy with Sean on the show the other day. You guys have built this thing. I have received a lot of love. We were in the top 25 for the United States in baseball podcasts today. I can't even explain that, but I can't tell you guys enough how much we appreciate you being part of our community and you helping us build this thing. It would not be what it is without you guys, and that includes the Die Hard community. The Discord chat is one of the best places to be an Arizona sports fan, and I don't just say that as a catchphrase or a tagline. I absolutely mean that. I could go in the Discord lounge at 4 o'clock in the morning and ask, what are the Arizona Diamondbacks? And I will get 20 people waking up out of their slumber to yell that they're a motherfucking Wagon. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys for being part of our Die Hard community. And we want all of you guys to join us. So make sure to come over to gophnx.com and join us. Also, of course, check out all of our partners and sponsors, which we love as well. Our friends at Pins and Aces, they are our official golf apparel partner. They make incredible shirts, shirts that you could wear for the Yoffs. I'll tell you that much. They got, they're not just for the golf course. They are for every single day of your life. They are comfortable. They are lightweight. They are stretchy, and they make, they're made for Arizona. So not only do they make amazing polos, they have hats, golf bags, and of course, beer sleeves, which once again, I will say, beer sleeves are not just for golf. They are for every single day of your life. You'll never know when that's going to come in handy. So make sure to check out pinsandaces.com and use code PHNX to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com.
Woo.
I will be fueling up on the way home, and I don't need gas in my car. I mean, I'll be fueling myself up. The people at Circle K on 7th Street and Roosevelt, they know me, and I'm sure they're expecting me to come in and do my nightly post-game run where I just start screaming, it's the mother effing Yoffs in the store, and I take bags of chips and I rip them open and I stuff them in my face. It's a whole thing. I pay for all of it. It's fine. And I clean up after myself, but it's part of my celebration process. And the good folks at Circle K, they don't seem to mind because I'm part of their inner circle. And if you were part of their inner circle, they might overlook whatever crazy things you do in their store. I can't guarantee that, but I will say that if you do join their inner circle, you will get 25 cents off per gallon on gas for your first 5 fill-ups, which right now is very, very valuable in today's economy. Things are not good when it comes to gas. You also get buy 5, get 6 1 free on a selection of Circle K products, including pizza, coffee, and ice cold fountain drinks. And of course, they have all sorts of other freebies that they'll throw you as well, including free candy, free chips, all sorts of free stuff. So join the inner circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions do apply at participating locations. Visit circlek.com for details. We got a whole bunch of super chats still left. Our guy Connor says, more like Bob Costas.
Oh my God.
Got him.
Cost ass.
Cost ass.
That was the
there we go.
absolute most annoying broadcast I've ever listened to in my life. I muted it in the first inning. I'm sorry. I couldn't deal with it. It was terrible.
I will say just momentarily, I will say this about that. I mean, I have kind of almost defended him. And I will say that when he started, well, because of course his job as a broadcaster for a nationally televised game is to make you believe that the team that is down can come back. It is to make you believe that this is still a game, no matter how big the deficit is for one of the two teams, right?
There's a way you can do that without doing what he did.
You're fine. You're absolutely right.
That was awful.
That's absolutely right.
If I ever have to listen to podcasts
there was never a more egregious moment than when the Dodgers scored their first of 2 runs, and Bob Costas sounded like he was the most excited little boy in the whole wide world. We had not heard that life out of Bob Costas. It was the most
one-sided broadcast I've ever listened to in my life.
The Arizona Diamondbacks hit 4 home runs in an inning, and you would have thought a member of that man's family died. I
was shocked by what was going on.
It was ridiculous. It really was. And it's fun to stick it in Bob Costas' stupid face. Mitch Fleet says, I have longed for this night for so long. We finally beat those MFers. Go D-backs. Absolutely, Mitch.
Finally.
Absolutely, we did it. Chris C says, by the first inning in the first game, D-backs tied the Dodgers total runs in the entire series. Absolutely. Give it up for that. Our guy, Max Simpson, that was just in here, let me turn up his tattoo. He says, just Wagon, $20 super chat from Max. We love you. Christopher says, Dodgers should have spent more money on starting pitching than shoveling money into Bob Costas' mouth. Sweep LA. I love it. Thank you, Christopher. And of course, what else we got? We got Ryuji Sakamoto says, we need alternative beat LA chant for the NLCS. It really gave me 2001 vibes. Also, Dodgers can't hold the pool victory over us anymore.
God.
It is our pool now.
We literally cleansed all of that bad juju after we jumped in the pool this night. So the pool is ours again.
The pool is ours once again. Ryan says, this team defines the term answer backs. It absolutely does. I don't even know if it's answer backs anymore. It's just answer early.
Yeah,
it feels like,
honestly, just we're gonna steamroll you.
Yeah, we're gonna lead pillar to post is what the fuck we're gonna do.
Enjoy your sad hour flight back to LA.
I mean, it's the revenge talk tonight is beautiful. We got revenge on the Brewers for 2011. Came back and swept the Dodgers 6 years after they swept them.
We're on ultimate karma revenge tour.
Well, Damon has a lot of lists, and this definitely feels like one of Damon's lists.
Well, I mean, I fucking hate the Brewers and the Dodgers, so I'm
Tell
thrilled.
us how you really feel.
I'm thrilled about this. I mean,
get it.
The Brewers ruined my childhood with that Ryan Braun stuff,
I know.
and the Dodgers
sorry,
are just
pal.
mortal enemy number 1. So this is like the greatest feeling
This
alive.
is literally the ultimate
really is.
revenge tour for the Diamondbacks.
Don't take this away from me. I need this.
Listen,
I need this.
am the petty queen. I
know
am
you are.
living for this.
That's so good.
My soul is on fire right now solely for the petty storylines of making everyone that ever did us wrong rue the day that they did us wrong.
She broke out rue the day. I love it. Thomas says FLA feels like 2001. Even though we didn't have that song around in 2001.
Sexy Red was definitely not rapping.
I don't think she was born yet. AZ past present, which sent me a wonderful tweet today about our show, and I just wanted to thank you again for that, because you guys talk about us doing this show during the off season, how much you love us doing the show. We can't express enough to you how much we love that you guys enjoy this and come back for it, and our viewers and our listeners, and we love you guys for it. AZ past present says the crowd was so inspiring tonight. We really tonight. We really drowned out all the Dodger blue in the stands. Home field advantage, baby. We stay AZ strong.
AZ strong.
I love it. I love it. Well, and there's another person I love, and that is the one and only Jesse Friedman. And he is joining us right now from Chase Field. Let's take a look. Jesse, your hair is dry. I'm furious, but your shirt does look very wet. Did you get got?
I got a little bit more
Jesse,
so
you are
more
drier
so
than
at
the Sahara
the
Desert.
Yeah, so I actually did. I mean, I will say what I've said before on the show, which is the desert air is very dry. You can be very wet at one point, and then like 15 minutes, you're no longer wet. Was I fully like submerged? No, but at the swimming pool, I did get a douse pretty good at one point. So we weren't let in the clubhouse today until a little bit later in the process. So
okay.
I think a lot of the heaviest celebration was already done. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Torey Lovello's speech live today as we have.
Yep.
I don't know. Unfortunately, we didn't get that experience like we have the last couple times. I do believe we have a clip of Torey talking about that, where he unveils that he didn't drop quite as many F-bombs this time, and it's pretty funny if we have that.
Okay, we dropped enough F-bombs for the entire
we
state
took
of
care
Arizona
of it.
tonight.
It's fine. We're in so much trouble,
you,
Jesse. Saul is yelling at us for cursing too much, and when Saul says you're cursing too much, you're in really bad
We're gonna be
territory.
locked out of the office tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. But let's take a look at Torey talking about that. Would you have that clip?
Very similar, yeah. I try to tone down the F-bombs, but it's probably one of my favorite words, so it's really hard for me. But yeah, I think it was very similar to the last time, maybe added a couple of key ingredients and told them that we got to keep going.
It's also my favorite word. We agree. We agree. But Jesse, just what a night. I know you and I were there together for a little bit, and we were talking about just that historic inning when the Diamondbacks hit those 4 home runs. But have you ever I've never seen anything like that out of this team, where it just felt contagious, like everybody could hit a home run. I felt like Baxter could get out there and hit a home run after what was going on in that inning.
Yeah, I mean, I think Baxter could hit a home run off of Lance Lynn, right? I mean, I think we're at that point with Lance Lynn. I was pretty dumbfounded, honestly, by Dave Roberts managing in this game to not. I mean, obviously this happened really quickly, so it's not like Lance Lynn gives up 1 homer, and we should all expect Dave Roberts to have a guy ready for the very next hit or anything. But to allow Lance Lynn, a guy who's had a serious home run problem. I know he's been better, since going to the Dodgers. His ERA, went from I think the 6s to the 4s after that trade to LA. But even then, Lance Lynn, even in his time with the Dodgers, has had a serious home run problem. He gave up 44 of them during the regular season. I really don't understand, if you're Dave Roberts, how you sit there and you don't have a guy ready, at least maybe like after the second home run. This is a known problem with Lance Lynn. We know that the Dodgers bullpen was gassed up pretty well. There was no reason in my mind for him to allow Lance Lynn to go as long as he did, but it sure worked out well for the Diamondbacks. And I mean, that at bat for Gabriel Moreno to seal it off, to seal the deal there with that 4th home run in the inning, it was absolutely incredible. I mean, right, he hits the foul home run. It was originally a home run, and then the umpires got together and said it was foul, and then on crew chief review, it was confirmed as being foul. And then the very next pitch, Gabriel Moreno hits a home run that was even farther, to the other side of the ballpark. He just continues to emerge and become a huge part of this offense. It also, on the Gabriel Moreno front, I don't know if you guys have talked about any injury news related to him at this point in the show.
Torey's update.
Okay, yeah. So X-rays are negative there. It sounds like the Diamondbacks have dodged another bullet with Moreno. It feels like we've said that. I mean, we said it, just a couple days ago, and here we are saying it again. The D-backs, some of their young players have had some scary moments this year, but it sounds like Gabby's going to be okay.
That's good.
On the other side of the ball, Jesse, I know that Mac and I both weren't super thrilled with how short of a leash Torey had for Brandon Pfaadt. I mean, like what you're saying, I mean, this is kind of the opposite of the Dave Roberts situation, where it didn't feel necessary for him to go to his bullpen as early as he did. But Torey, like the minute an extra base hit happened, it was like, that's enough for me this late in the game. I'm going to go to the bullpen. Is that more about Pfaadt? Is that more about protecting Pfaadt, do you think? And I know you probably don't have a confirmation on this, but is that more about like making sure that Pfaadt doesn't have things fall apart with him, keep his confidence high, and also keep him a little bit more rested? Or is it mostly about the bullpen and the trust that Torey has in this bullpen right now during this current run that they're on?
I think it's a combination of both. From what Brandon said after the game, I only got a couple minutes with him, but it sounded like that was sort of the plan coming into tonight, was for the leash there to be pretty short. So, yeah, I don't think it was a shock to him that he was removed in that moment. I think, maybe some of his teammates, I think Zach Gallen mentioned being a little surprised. I mean, he had 42 pitches, I think, which is obviously yeah. I mean, it's pretty brutal. I mean, right, if this is the middle of July and Brandon Pfaadt gives up one base hit, the second hit he's allowed in the entire game, and he instantly gets yanked at 42 pitches, that's a little weird. Like, that's bizarre. In a playoff game, still pretty aggressive, but this is kind of the new version of Torey Lovullo that we've seen here in the postseason, where, not only is he more aggressive than we're used to him being, but he is, maybe on kind of the extreme side of the spectrum. Whereas, as we were talking about earlier, Dave Roberts, that's probably going to be a narrative after this game, is Torey Lovullo was on it. He didn't let, moments escalate for the opponent. Whereas Dave Roberts, maybe his hook should have been a little bit faster.
We were talking about that before you jumped on, Jesse, is how it felt like Torey was playing chess and Dave was playing checkers. And Torey really, truly outmanaged Dave Roberts this entire series. It was pretty evident in game 2, but also again tonight with the whole Lance Lynn situation. And I don't know if it's just me, but I don't think I've ever seen Torey manage this aggressively. And it's pretty, I feel like it's awesome to watch, because it's just like, we mean business. Like, there's no margin for error, basically, it feels like. And I don't know, Jesse, if I'm wrong, but I can't remember a time where I've seen Torey be this aggressive in his managerial style.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is a totally different Torey Lovullo than we've seen in the past. And he openly admits this, he is very self-aware that he is managing games very differently than he has in the past. But I mean, it's worked, I mean, it's hard to decide in these moments what's the right decision, what's the wrong decision. Maybe if he lets Brandon Pfaadt go 7 innings, then the Dodgers don't even score those 2 runs, and this is a 4-0 win, right? We don't know what the alternative looks like, but everything that Torey Lovullo has done, even if there have been, a run or two, obviously Andrew Saalfrank, not a great moment the other day. When he was, you guys all right over there?
Yeah.
We're breaking the studio.
We're drinking beers. I'm making a mess. It's fine, Jesse. It's fine.
So
we're all in pool gear. We're ready for the pool party. We didn't get invited, but we're ready just in case we got allowed in.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, that aggressive move the other day with Zach Gallen, Andrew Saalfrank came in and he didn't retire either of the first 2 hitters. He did give up a run. That decision didn't look great there for a while, but ultimately the Diamondbacks are undefeated in the postseason at this point, which is an insane. I mean, it's insane. It is. The Diamondbacks won 84 games in the regular season. They had the worst record of any team. Kind of by far. I guess the Marlins were sort of right there with them heading into the postseason, but unprecedented what they've been able to do so far.
And now they join the Houston Astros and the Texas Rangers as one of 4 teams. Now, the final teams left in baseball, and it just.
I guess there's 5, right? I guess there's 5 because we don't know.
I don't give a crap
Braves
about those losers still playing in the NLDS, Jesse. We've advanced past them. We'll wait for whoever wins. But you're right. I mean, yeah, looking at the bracket,
this is so crazy. I still this hasn't hit me yet. It feels surreal looking at this.
It really does.
The first time since 2007.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, there's something different about this team.
There is something different about this
I don't
team.
know what it is. Like you said, Torey just hasn't managed like this. It feels like it honestly is one of those situations where, everybody knows their role, right? But Torey isn't approaching this any longer in the conventional, sense of like a starter is going to go 6 innings and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. No, everybody's going to pitch. We're all going to pitch all the time. We're all going to be tired, but we're all going to do the damn thing. And I mean, so far it's worked out. And even the guys that have been really, really good, like you said, Andrew Saalfrank, He wasn't perfect in when he was called upon. Ryan Thompson tonight was good, but then he bent a bit. He didn't break, but he bent.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, these guys have been asked. They've been pitching extremely well for this team since joining the bullpen. And, you know, it did feel like it was only a matter of time until they had a bad game or a bad outing. And you obviously don't want that to happen in the playoffs like this. But it does feel like the Diamondbacks just have had guys that have been able to, even when they do, even then when they're not good, even when they're not great, they have that bend but not break mentality.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the relievers have talked about just kind of the bond that they share with each other and, you know, picking each other up, which is something that they haven't needed much of that lately because all these guys have been so good. But yeah, I mean, Ryan Thompson was like actually human there for a little while. And in that 7th inning, he got the first 2 outs of the inning, gave up 4 consecutive singles. The Dodgers put 2 runs up on the board. And then, you know, Kevin Ginkel is able to come in and finish the job there. So, yeah, just incredible, you know, what the Diamondbacks bullpen has turned into. It still is sort of mind-blowing that a bullpen that was, you know, one of the worst in baseball not more than a month and a half ago suddenly has turned into an asset not only in the regular season but in the postseason, like when it matters most. Kevin Ginkel walked the first batter of the 8th inning. He said afterwards he was being a little bit too fine with Colton Wong. And then, you know, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman are the next hitters, and he strikes out both of them, gets JD Martinez to fly out, and that's that. That's another narrative I guess we should touch on. You guys may have already, but Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts going 1 for 21 in this series.
1 for 21, Jesse.
No,
My God.
We did talk about it because...
But we didn't bring that number up. 1 for 21? Are you shitting me?
That's crazy. Because, I mean, you look at it on paper, Jesse, and it's like a David and Goliath situation, right? Like, you've got their batting lineup against our batting lineup. You've got experience versus inexperience. You've got all of these, like, 4 Golden Glovers on their roster. It's crazy to look at it on paper. It's very much like a mismatch, theoretically, on paper. Even the payroll difference is wild. And then your stars just go ghost this entire series. And you have kids like Corbin Carroll and Gabriel Moreno and Geraldo Perdomo, who are under the age of 25 collectively, just outraking these stars that, I mean, obviously are a little bit older, but experience, like, it's just crazy to think about and to look at.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look one more time at those numbers, because we do have the numbers for this series, and this is crazy.
A 20.67 ERA for the Dodgers rotation. Yikes.
Yeah, it wasn't great. The pitching is definitely going to haunt the Dodgers for quite some time. It's been a mismatch series in pretty much every possible category, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, the D-backs with those 9 home runs in the series too. I mean, 9 home runs in a 3-game series is crazy. And that, I mean, that's been a huge development for this team in the playoffs. The Diamondbacks entered the playoffs with a reputation of being, you know, kind of scrappy, and, you know, they had the ability to score runs without hitting, you know, the big home run, the big 3-run homer. But they showed in this series they can do a little bit of that too. They have 13 home runs now in the postseason. That is the most of any team in the postseason right now. Even after the Philadelphia Phillies, I believe, hit 6 home runs in their game today, beating the Atlanta Braves. So, yeah, and Geraldo Perdomo, you know, of all players to kind of start the home run parade there in the 3rd inning, Perdomo hadn't homered since August 13th, been almost exactly 2 months to the day that Perdomo had hit his last home run. And I think before that, he hadn't homered since like May. You know, his 6 home runs in the regular season, I think a lot of them came in those first couple months. So, yeah, just, I mean, it's baseball, right? You know, you develop a reputation for not being able to hit home runs, and then, you know, in a 5-game sample in the playoffs, suddenly you're the best home run hitting team in the sport, and that's a really big reason why the Diamondbacks are where they are.
Yeah.
We got Jagurtha here. Did Jagurtha show up there, Damon? I need her. Jagurtha is one of our favorite fans.
I think Jagurtha's a guy.
Oh, Jagurtha. I keep calling her? I am sorry, Jagurtha.
Where is Jagurtha?
That's an. I swear I saw Jagurtha in our comments.
I think you're losing.
This is embarrassing on so many levels.
It really is. It really is. But Jesse, we're still having a good time when it comes to this team.
There we go.
Yeah.
There's my man.
Yeah, there's our guy, Jagurtha. I apologize. He said, yay, we did it. Feels sweep when it comes to beat the Dodgers and move to NLDS. Here's the thing. This Diamondbacks team was not given credit. And at times, maybe with their historic collapse back in July, maybe they didn't deserve credit, but they continued to find ways to overcome, the shortcomings of this team. And especially during the regular season, a lot of that had to do with starting pitching and it had to do with the bullpen. They solidified it with guys like Paul Sewald, who has absolutely been outstanding for this team. And I know we talked to Joe Mantiply yesterday, Jesse, and he said that, having Sewald come in and become that closer, become that anchor at the end of their bullpen, everybody else kind of knew what their role was. And it was funny to hear Mantiply say what their roles were. He said, that made Kevin Ginkel our 8th inning guy. That allowed Andrew Saalfrank and Ryan Thompson to both kind of emerge as our 7th inning guy, or those, right to get there. And he's like, and then I'm part of the rest. And our job is just to get the ball from the starter to those late inning guys. And like, I feel like the assignment of roles and the way that these guys were able to know what their job was and what they were going to be doing every night was such a big reason why this bullpen was able to turn things around and honestly become an asset for Torey Lovullo and this team.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what we were talking about earlier with, the decision to take Brandon Pfaadt out, pretty early in this game and be so aggressive, that is totally only made possible by the fact that this Diamondbacks bullpen is rolling. I mean, even Joe Mantiply, who finished the year with a 4.5 ERA, 4.62 or whatever it was. Yeah, I think he had an ERA of like 1.5 in September or something like that. Like, he's been on a run. Miguel Castro, I know he wasn't great in garbage time the other day in Los Angeles. He's been on a pretty nice run. It's really remarkable that like every single Diamondbacks reliever is on a hot streak at the exact same time. Even though their regular season numbers might not have been that good. Paul Sewald is on a nice run. Kevin Ginkel's on a nice run. Ryan Thompson, even despite what happened today, has been incredible. I mean, he came in with a sub-1 ERA in his stint as a Diamondback. Andrew Saalfrank still has not given up an earned run since joining this team. I mean, the bullpen is just clicking on all cylinders, and that's going to come up big. I know we're going to get into previewing the NLCS and what that's going to look like soon. But in the NLCS, it's a different ballgame. You're not getting Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly out there, for 4 of the 5 games on paper. Those guys they're going to be able to make 2 starts each, but you're going to need more than that. You're going to need, Brandon Pfaadt to maybe pitch a little bit deeper. Maybe the leash there would be longer. And you're also going to need a starter for a game 4 on paper is where it would line up. The D-backs they can't just keep circling around with those 3 pitchers. So we'll have to see what direction they go in. But obviously that game looks a lot better when you have a bullpen pitching as well as this Diamondbacks bullpen is right now.
It does, because of course that means that they can go with someone like Ryan Nelson and really only expect Ryan Nelson to give them 3, maybe 4 innings and game plan around that. And who knows, maybe Ryan Nelson comes out and shoves like we've seen him, especially if that game is on the road, because it's probably, it's going to be, right? So that would be
game 4. He would
it would be back at Chase Field, right?
Yeah.
So again, you just don't really know what you're going to get, but again, the Diamondbacks are in a position where they do know that if that series does go 7, right, that there is a chance that you're going to get Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly twice in that series if they can figure out a way to fit those guys in. Mm-hmm. And at least that should make you confident as a Diamondbacks fan that this starting rotation isn't in the worst shape as far as the playoffs go. It's weird, right? Because the playoffs get so condensed that now having that 5-man starting rotation, which was a weakness for this team at one point, isn't that necessary. It's a 3-man to 4-man rotation, and the Diamondbacks, with the trust they have right now in their bullpen, I feel like they could maybe piece together a bullpen type game even here in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think if you're a D-backs fan, you'd probably be rooting pretty hard for the Atlanta Braves in Game 4. Not necessarily because you want the Phillies to win, but because you just want that series to go 5 games. However it ends, you want the series to go 5 games.
Give us our time.
Because then you're in a position where the D-backs can set up their rotation in an ideal way. Game 1 of the NLCS is not until Monday, which is 5 days away. So the D-backs can set up their rotation however the heck they want in that series because they were able to get this done so quickly, whereas the team that they're playing, might not be able to do that. I think Game 5 of the NLCS would be on Saturday. or sorry, of the NLDS between the Phillies and Braves would be on Saturday if it does go to 5 games. Yeah, so they would just have the 1 day off, and depending on how their rotation kind of shakes out, they might not be able to go. If it's the Phillies, they might not be able to go Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola right off the top, or whatever that looks like. So the D-backs, their ability to get these series over so quickly and literally not lose a game has very much worked in their favor so far as the pitching matchups go.
Listen, I'm not trying to be delusional, okay? I'm really not. But
she's gonna say some delusional shit right now.
The Diamondbacks went in there and did what they needed to do. They got this over in 3 games so that they didn't have to go back to one of their better starting pitchers. So they have the most favorable possible scenario when it comes to their starting pitching in terms of time off and the rotation when you go into the NLCS. The bats are so hot right now. I mean, the bullpen is unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. I'm at the point where I don't care if it's the Phillies or the Braves because this team is so collectively good that as long as we can figure out what to do with that 4th game, I'm not worried.
Why not us?
Why not us?
Why not us?
Why not us?
It is crazy to like think that way. At least it feels like it should be. But I mean, the Diamondbacks just swept the Los Angeles Dodgers. Like, they just went into LA and beat the Dodgers twice there. They came back home. They got the job done here. And yeah, the D-backs, I mean, they led for 25 out of the 27 innings in this series. This was not, they didn't squeak by the Dodgers in these games. This was full on domination.
Jesse. That's a crazy stat. 25 out of 27 innings.
They
were
never
losing.
Yeah. They were either up or even the whole time.
It wasn't like it wasn't particularly close. Like, they punched them in the mouth. So, like, why not us? Why not beat the Braves? Why not beat the Phillies?
Well, it's wild too because you can't not respect the hell out of the Diamondbacks if they come into this postseason, beat a division winner in the Brewers, beat another division winner in the Dodgers, and then take out the best team in baseball in the Atlanta Braves consecutively on their way to the World Series. So, and the Phillies are no slouch. And I know that, to be honest, there's like both of those teams are so dangerous that it's I couldn't sit here and tell you which one I wanted to face more. I can tell you I'm a jackass for saying earlier in the year I wanted to face the Phillies more than the Brewers.
You are. Oh my
because
God.
that was a terrible idea. But
that
again,
was horrible.
the fact of the matter was that this team wasn't playing as well offensively at the time. Right. So my bigger concern wasn't the offense or wasn't their pitching as much as it was the Brewers' ability to hold the Diamondbacks offense scoreless or completely in check in a series like that. Instead, what happened was they lost one of their best starting pitchers, and the Diamondbacks put it to them offensively, just like they've done to the Dodgers, and they somehow have not lost a game here yet in the postseason. Who knows what happens here in the NLCS, right? But I mean, man, this is fun.
The Braves and the Phillies matching up against each other is best case scenario for us because it's a knockout, drag out type of game.
It's going to be a fight.
Yeah. They're going to be gassed when they go into the NLCS because they're not taking it easy on each other. Like, they're beating each other up.
Yeah.
So, like, the team that we're going in against isn't going to be like this rejuvenated, like, fresh team. Like, they're going to be hurting a little bit.
Fair. And the Diamondbacks, who have been playing ball consecutively, I think they can use a little bit of a rest. I don't know if it's going to be the best thing for them because so far during these playoffs, we've seen
four full days. 4 full days is a long time.
Yeah, layoffs in the playoffs aren't great. No layoffs in the playoffs, right? So, like, I don't know. But this team has been going hard for 3 months, it feels like. So, I mean, it really does feel like if there was one team that could use a break, could use some rest, could use a good night's sleep and a day off the next day, it's the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I think there's probably some truth to that. I'd be curious to hear what they have to say. I don't know if they would necessarily feel like they'd want that long of a layoff.
That's pretty long.
It is a good while, but yeah, I mean, their games so far have been like pretty spaced out. It's sort of been play and then off day and then play and then off day, pretty much this entire time outside of the back-to-back days in Milwaukee that they played. So yeah, I mean, it's whoever the Diamondbacks draw in the NLCS, whatever team they're facing, this Diamondbacks team just doesn't have any clear weaknesses with the way that they're playing right now, right? Their top 2 starting pitchers seem to be clicking, their bullpen is clicking, and their offense is clicking. When you've got all 3 of those things going, no matter what the regular season numbers tell you, you feel like you probably have a chance.
And their defense and their base running.
Yeah, those things too.
Those things too. Well, Jesse, we thank you. We are disappointed that you're not more
Soaking
drenched
wet.
in champagne and other liquids, but
I almost told Patrick Lyons to just like pour a glass of water or something like, over my head,
just to
so
see.
I looked like I was
everybody
soaked.
watching the show,
You knew I was
going to
be disappointed.
I'm going to pour a 4 Peaks beer on you when I see you next.
Yeah,
Jesse,
you're
so
getting soaked.
Fair enough.
We're gonna
I
act
probably
like you
deserve
hit-
that.
We're gonna act like you hit the home run that won the game for sure. But Jesse, we appreciate all of your hard work, all of your excellent coverage, all of your wonderful articles that people can get over at gophnx.com that they absolutely should be reading today. But we also appreciate the fact that I know you drank enough water tonight, and I know that you did that for me. So thank you, and we'll see you back here in the studio tomorrow. I actually get to do a show with you.
Imagine that.
Let's go. I miss you. Get back here. All right, buddy. Well, we thank you for all of your insight.
All right, guys. See ya.
Bye, Jesse.
What a night. Well, I know we're both celebrating here with Four Peaks beers, and you probably should be too, because this is, and we can say this is the official craft beer of the Arizona Diamondbacks. And I don't think I'll get in trouble for saying that one, because it actually is the official craft beer of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Make sure to check out all the wonderful beers Four Peaks has to offer. It's our local craft brewery, and of course, it is wonderful. They have all sorts of, what are you laughing about now?
Our studio audience is
Yeah, we have a
taking videos
studio
of me.
audience in here, which is also incredible. But of course,
Shout out to
make
Carly
sure.
and Kevin.
Yes, thank you
They've
guys
been
for
riding
being
with
here.
us all night.
But of course, Four Peaks Brewer, they have all sorts of kilt lifter, this adorable Joy Bus Wow Wheat that I'm drinking. Again, good for wins, good for losses. Mac has the hazy IPA.
Oh yeah,
Let's
huge
go.
hazy IPA girl.
I love it.
Got to stick with my hazy IPAs all the time.
All sorts of wonderful beers. I know. By the way, Anthony Torey, who did come into this office just to stand in the spot
In his
so that
pajamas.
the Diamondbacks, in his pajamas, it was his birthday. It was his birthday. And of course, he thinks I'm going to go out with him and drink after I'm done doing the show. I'm a 42-year-old man. That's
With
not
a
happening.
child.
But happy birthday to Totri.
In a family.
Yeah, I got a family. I'm not good. What? Get out of here. But of course, make sure to not miss out on the pumpkin porter season right now from Four Peaks, which is available on shelves and in draft lines throughout the valley.
Everybody wants us to chug our beers, but I don't think I can chug that.
Well, we're gonna do that. That's for sure happening.
Oh,
Damon is over there drinking a golden lager, which is the unofficial official beer of baseball. And of course, you can visit fourpeaks.com/locator to find all of your favorite brewery tours and events. Stein holding Oktoberfest and haunted brewery tours. Go check out the ghosts
Wait,
that
get
make
us a
the
beer
beers.
and a shotgun.
What?
Get us a shotgunable beer.
A shotgunnable beer? What?
Keep going.
Okay, well, make sure to check out all the shotgunnable beers that Four Peaks has to offer. You can check them out at Four Peaks Brewer, Four Peaks Pub. To keep up with the latest Arizona's hometown brewery, must be 21 or older to drink Four Peaks, and please drink responsibly. Also, check out our friends at Splash Sports, because if you want to make sports more fun, not only can you bet on sports, but you can also check out our weekly Pick X and Survivor contest for everyone to participate in for real money.
His beer.
How to enter is by going to splashsports.com/PHNX and sign up. You can deposit cash to get started. It's just $5 to enter either. And once you do, the more who enter, the more people who enter, the larger the prizes. We'll be running weekly contests all year over at Splash Sports, so make sure to keep that link handy. And if you want to run your own contest, you can do so through Splash Sports. If you're tired of being in the commission on your leagues and chasing people down for money, you don't have to do any of that over at Splash Sports. Make sure to just get paid and earn money for the contest you're already running with friends and family. So head to splashsports.com/PHNX to join in. We'll have different contests coming out, so we are stoked to compete with and against you all this season. Be sure to click our link in the show description. And that's pretty much all we got. What do you got over there? We got Suns Bruce.
Can we shotgun? Is that a thing?
Can we shotgun?
Let's not shotgun.
Let's
on
not
this
shotgun.
Jacob will kill you
Jacob
guys
will
dead.
absolutely murder us. But I'm going to take this brand new beer that you brought me. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to chug it because, of course, the Arizona Diamondbacks are a motherfucking wagon, and this
Are
team.
we doing this right now?
Well, what are we? When are we supposed to do it? Are we supposed to do it at the end? That's mostly.
Listen, I would
I
have
was
shotgun,
landing
but
the
Derek's
plane.
scared because he knows I would kick his ass.
That is true. Two, I get blamed for everything that happens around here, so you guys know that. It's like, oh, you're the responsible older one. Bullshit. You know I'm not. But anyway, the Diamondbacks are wagon. This is the yoffs, and we can't get enough of this stuff. We hope you can't either, and we hope you are enjoying everything going on with this team, because we are going to the National League Championship Series.
Going to the NLCS.
We're going to fucking NLCS, baby. This team is a wagon.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's a wagon.
Oh my God. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. I'm at cap_caveman with a K. This maniac next to me is at Makayla, what is it? E Perkins. I know Patrick is at D. Jesse is at N. There's a lot of middle initials to remember around this place, all right? But I don't have to remember Damon's because we are Damon's dogs, and he is at Damon Dog. That's D-A-W-G. But again, we are Damon's dogs. You have to bark when we do that. That's perfect. Perfect. You nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. We got some more super chats before I get out of here. El Cornal says our pool RP.
This is good.
Nick Martinez, thank you for your super chat. Chad McBain said, I was there in the front row behind the dugout. First time we've been able to drown out the blue. Dodgers fans quiet all game. Energy. Love this team. We are hot. We are hot snakes right now. And let's close it out with our guy Yoshi. Piece of Yoshi says, just so we're clear, we can all use the bye excuse if we lose, right? Yeah, I mean, we also have Sean leaving the show that we can blame that on as well. But it's time. You ready to chug this? Let's do this.
I'm never letting you live it down.
I mean, you're probably not going to beat me. I don't want to ruin Damon's computer because this isn't my computer because mine ran out of energy. But
are we going?
We're going because the Arizona Diamondbacks are a wagon, and this is to you guys, to all of you. Let's go.
Hold on.
Not even close to being done. She's so full of shit. She is so full of shit. That's a done beer right there. This team is a wagon. I am your mayor of PHNX in the postseason. She is your queen of social media.
Oh, God.
And I don't a single one of you dare fucking say that she beat me because I crushed that.
Out of the top. I beat his ass.
Let's go. Don't listen to her. She's a liar. But anyway, we thank you guys for being fans of the best goddamn baseball team on the planet.
We're going to the NLCS!
This is the yoffs, baby.
It's the motherfucking yoffs!
You can follow me at cap_caveman with a K again. She's at Makayla. Perkins, Makayla, whatever. It's whatever. She's done. But I did all the stuff. We're at PHNX _D-backs, but all roads do lead to at PHNX _sports on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We thank you guys. We appreciate you for being here. And remember, kids, baseball is fun. But it is so much more fun when you beat the goddamn Dodgers and advance to the National League Championship Series. Let's go!
We all silly like the mayor.